enemy was discovered.
Michael Tura has a very interesting job that we're going to tell you about. He kind of takes care of the dinosaur, the Megasaur, whatever you're going to call it. Megasaurus. Tell me, I'm going to ask you a couple quick questions. Is this a military track right here?
Yes, probably 1944, like a Sherman tank chassis. Weighed about 44,000 pounds when the government made it, and after us modifying it, it weighs about the same. It just looks a little different.
Wow. And what kind of fuel do you use in a vehicle like this?
Well, this thing actually has just gasoline to run the big block Chevrolet and the small block Chevrolet. 2 Chevrolets in it, and of course it has a little bit of propane to help make a flame.
So when this wonderful dinosaur, Megasaurus, comes all the way out, you're using hydraulics, you're using what?
Basically, it's got one big hydraulic pump on it and some pretty beefy cylinders on it, because when you take a car and literally crunch it and squeeze it, it takes a lot of force to actually compress the car and to create enough power to pull parts off the car. So it's got one beefy hydraulic pump and some massive hydraulic cylinders, a little bit of fuel, a little bit of hydraulic hose, and some welding, and you got a Megasaurus.
I saw this wonderful machine just kind of pick up the car and do its thing. Now, did you invent this idea? How did that all come about?
Actually, Megasaurus is the brother. There's a sister to Megasaurus out there. There's only been 2 built like it. Basically, a gentleman in Oregon had constructed it. Got tired of working it because it takes a lot of time and maintenance, running it around, and being on the road all the time. So it went to another guy named George Carpenter, which is actually a good friend of mine, and Mike's. He'll be here in a little bit, and he might even drive it tonight. We take turns driving it. But basically, Mike is the new owner of it, and he's done a tremendous amount of renovations with the new skin, some new appearance to it, and kind of a new show.
Top speed on this vehicle?
Top speed is not what it was meant to do. It's not going to break a land speed record, but it will break a pulling record if you hook onto the back of it. Probably only about I'd say maybe 10 or 15 miles an hour, but if you hook something on the back of it, like maybe 10 cars, wow. I bet it's like a train. I bet you can probably pull 10 or 20 cars behind it, and you couldn't even slow it down.
Not that I'm a really good maintenance guy on my automobiles, but is it hard to maintain to keep this guy going? Do you, if you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, we've had a few little faults here and there because it is, metal against metal. What's stronger? Is the Megasaurus going to do the damage, or is the car going to take advantage of us? 99% of the time, Megasaurus is capable of getting a good grip on the car. We had some import cars that were a little tough to tear apart, some metal that just didn't want to go our way. But on 9 times out of 10, Megasaurus, gets the best of that car.
We're going to be right back right after this.
Hey, I'm Big Rick, and I love the Sears Centre.